Most people flip through the dollar bins in 30 seconds. Real collectors, we scan every comic. And sometimes that $1 comic book pays for your entire month. Let me explain why we never skip a book. Bin scanning is comparable to searching the waiver wire in fantasy football. Now, we know we're not going to find Action Comics #1 or a Detective Comics 27 or even the Amazing Fantasy #15. That's just not going to happen in this day and age in dollar bins. We're searching for those comic books with true breakout potential, such as Uncanny X-Men 129 or DC Comics Presents #26, featuring the first appearance of the new Teen Titans team. So we are keeping an eye on those books with characters that have strong future media potential. And we all know that when the media and movies and TV shows incorporates these guys, the value just shoots up. We're also looking for those undervalued assets, like the first appearance of Power Girl, who's been mentioned numerous times by James Gunn, or a Booster Gold, who's also been mentioned by him. These guys with these characters that haven't had a ton of screen time but are due for a breakout in James Gunn's new DCU, because we all know he enjoys employing those obscure characters. So our scanning isn't random, it's pattern recognition. We're looking for things. One major thing that we're looking for is those hidden first appearances. Now, this is where scanning matters the most. For example, a few years ago, Ultimate Fallout #4 was just chilling in bins before Miles Morales exploded in the Spider-Verse movies and the video games. You can't find any of those single issues anywhere that aren't a minimum $200 raw. And don't get into the graded copies, because then you're going to be paying thousands of dollars for the good ones. Edge of Spider-Verse #2 was another example before the Spider-Verse hype. You could find this anywhere. People were practically giving it away. And this was before the Spider-Verse hype. We all know Ghost Spider made a huge appearance in those movies. She's very involved. And naturally, the value of her comics have shot up, her first appearance at least. And then you have Invincible. Those comics are unattainable by everybody now. Well, every average person. You have to be with really deep pockets to be able to afford one of those right now. It's an ongoing series. People seem to love it because of the brutality. But yeah, that's another example of something that was just chilling in the bins a few years ago. And you don't find these by casually flipping. You find them by knowing exactly what to look for. News and spec timing is everything. Any kind of TV announcement, movie announcement, it moves markets overnight, instantly on secondary markets like eBay or Mercari. Take for example He-Man. Those books were selling for about, for DC Comics Presents 27, I think, his first appearance. But his books were selling for like $40, and then they dropped the trailer unexpectedly, might I add, because I didn't know that they were making a movie until the trailer dropped, and it was amazing, by the way. So when that dropped, the value just shot up, and it's only going to go up for there, man. That trailer was amazing. But any type of casting news, any rumors of any celebrities playing any of these characters is going to cause that market to move. So you want to make sure that you stay on top of it and that you have your list. And that way you don't spend hours and hours and hours scanning in every book. You know exactly what you're looking for. An example of that, if you waited until the trailer to pull the trigger, you are already too late. Serious collectors scan bins because they know the news hits fast. So if there's something that you have an eye on, it's time to get on it now, not tomorrow, not 2 weeks from now. Get on it now. And then we have our variants and print runs, which can be a little confusing. So first of all, we have the first print versus the second print. First print comics are exactly what they sound like. They are the very first prints of that particular issue, and those generally are going to be the most valuable. And then you have the second print comics, which are exactly what they say. They're the second print of each comic book. These typically aren't as valuable as the first prints, but some have been known to get a little pricey. Low print indie books are independent works that are produced in small, very limited quantities. They are often printed in small batches, such as anywhere from like 50 to like 10,000. And these books are published outside of the big five mainstream, and this allows for more creative freedom. And then we get our ratio variants, which can go anywhere from 1 to 10, 1 to 25, 1 to 100. And that just simply means that there's one book for every 25 that are ordered, or one for every 50 that are ordered, and so forth. Comic stores typically don't order 500 copies of one book unless they are dropping something that's super, that's going to fly off the shelves, because they don't want to purchase anything that is going to just sit on shelves for years and years at a time. And these variants sometimes get dumped into these bins because they aren't as hot at the time, and these comic owners don't see a way forward to sell them outside of maybe throwing them in a dollar bin and hoping somebody picks them up. So it's a way for them to recoup some of their losses. Publishers like Image Comics have surprise breakout series with low print runs. An example of that being Dork recently, which has been on an insane run. It just released like 2 weeks ago, and it's already selling for like $100 on the secondary market. So it's pretty insane. And White Sky, which is also climbing the ladder. So print run typically matters more than cover art. You got to have that return on investment mindset. So, scanning the bins takes quite a bit of time. You might scan 300 books, you might keep 5, and there might actually only be one hit, but that hit could be worth it. That one book covers the entire hunt, and it makes it worth it. It's not about hitting every time, it's about hitting once. Casual collectors miss out because they don't know the keys. They don't know the first appearances. They don't know the first solo series. So they don't know this. They also don't know the trends. They don't keep up with trailers that are being released, the casting news, rumors. They don't keep up with this, and it gives the resellers a step up. They also get tired. Now, guys, listen, like sifting through bins is exhausting, because you gotta lean. Most of the times the bins are low. You gotta, if you're tall like me, you gotta like lean over and you gotta sift through, and man, it gets very, very exhausting, and a lot of people give up before they find that golden egg. Most of the time, if you're sifting in a shop, then you just assume that they already pulled everything, because they don't want to sell you a $1 book that's actually worth like a couple hundred. So nobody wants to lose out on that. But there's some comic shops that don't care, man. They don't have the manpower or the time to sift through all their comics, so they leave it for chance. And the one time that you decide to stop by on your lunch break or on your day off could pay huge dividends. Shops miss things Humans miss things, and opportunity lives in that gap. To close, scanning every book is not obsessive, it's discipline. The same way that we scout sleepers in fantasy football or basketball, we scout sleepers in comic bins. What's the best bin find you've ever had? Would you scan 3,000 comics for one hit? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm Devon. This is Terrible Takes. Catch you guys on the next one. Peace.